I'm going to give you a footballer's name. You just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Douglas Costa.
Dribbler.
Fermin Lopez.
Scorer.
Antonio Rudiger.
Defender.
Keegan Johannes.
Defender.
Hello everyone. We are here with Tsegofatso Mabasa. It's no secret that there's a record that you are chasing, becoming Orlando Pirates' greatest marksman. How focused are you on that goal?
I'm not really, and obviously with the help of my teammates and the technical team and everyone at the club, they've managed to let me not see it that way. Instead they encourage me to always enjoy each and every moment that you're on the football field. If the goal comes, it will come, and we'll celebrate it. That's what we want for you. We want you to score goals and what, but at the same time, don't put yourself under a lot of pressure. Just do well for the team, perform well for the team, and the goals will keep on flowing for you. So that is the point where I'm at, the phase where I'm at this season. We're taking each game as it comes. And yeah, it is something that would be great to achieve and something that I would love to do before the end of the season. Obviously with the help and support of my teammates.
And Tso himself, has he maybe just send you a little social media and say, hey Mfana, you're chasing my record, what's up? Is there any bit of maybe banter between you and him about it?
Not really banter, but more encouragement from him. He's one person that has been able to push me to go all the way and try and break this record and make it myself, because him himself, he was a midfielder, and for him to have had that record for such a long time, he says it's great to see a striker that's coming up nearing his record and nearing to breaking it. So he has encouraged me a lot to try and break his record.
Yeah, and something I've noted about you, you're quite resilient, because just a couple of seasons ago you were out on loan and yet you came back, and now it's a whole different story, to a point of, hey, you're going to be our greatest goal scorer. How do you become that strong in your head? What's your process like?
I think the way that I was brought up, I've had parents that have both been in the military, they still are, So what they taught me growing up was that you never give up and you always go after what you want and what you believe in. And don't let anyone turn you away from it, and that's the sort of mentality that I've had from a very young age, Yes, I've had challenges, I've come across challenges and what, but at the same time, there have been the people that have supported me to get through those challenges, and I'm glad to say that they are some of the people that have had a very important role to play in my career and in where I am right now, and I'd like to thank them, and I hope I really appreciate everything that they have done for me.
And you said something like not giving up, which was the biggest lesson you took from them. And now you are in the space where there's a title race. On Sunday, Pirates claimed the win over Sundowns. What do you think about the title race? Are you guys still chasing? Tell us about that. After the result, what was the reaction?
Orlando Pirates is a very big team. Look, we want to win trophies. Each and every tournament and cup we play, we want to go all the way and win it, because it's a big brand. And last week I was asked, before the Sundowns game, I was asked about the league title. Is the league gone? And I very boldly said that the league is not gone. The league is still well within our reach. And I know that we believe as a group, and the technical team believes, everyone at the club believes that we can still go all the way this season and win the league. And I think Sunday's performance showed that, it showed the hunger, the desire that we have and what we are looking to achieve this season. It's not only the league, there's still the Champions League to play for, there's still the Nedbank Cup as well. And we want to win all of those trophies.
You scored a hat-trick a few weeks ago. Do you have a clue maybe how many hat-tricks you've scored in your professional career?
I think about 3 in the professional setup. And then if I were to include in the DDC as well, I think it's about 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I've always been curious. So when a player scores a hat-trick, they leave with the match ball. When you get to your house, you get maybe in the team bus, you get your car or wherever, but when you get home, where do you put that ball? Or what happens to it? Do you sign it? Like what happens with the ball?
So this is what I do. Every match ball that I've gotten, I've led the guys within the dressing room. So after the game, each leave a signature or a message that they would like to leave for me, and then I'll just mark it and indicate that it happened on this day against this opponent, and in these minutes is where I scored the goals, So and then I try and frame them. I put it together along with all the Man of the Match awards, all the top goal scorer awards, whatever Player of the Year awards and what that I've received. So I try and frame them as well.
Okay. And who is your closest teammate? I know that sometimes when players go to camp, I don't know if they allocate or they get to choose who's their roommate, but who's your roommate and who's your favorite? Who's your best friend?
It's difficult because I get along with a lot of the guys. There's KB Tlamini, there's CBC, there's Ndlondlo, there's still to this day Vincent Bule, even though he's not with us anymore. There's a lot of guys that I get along with. I get along with a lot of the youngsters as well. He calls me his older brother, sometimes his father. Same with Radio Bani. So I get along with all these guys. It just goes to show the amount of leadership that I have and my responsibility within the group. To make sure everyone is okay and everyone is at 100% and raring to go and compete.
Yeah. It seems that of late, Coach Jose Rivero can just like shake a tree and then talent just falls out from the academy. What is going on there? What are you guys cooking there? Because like it seems there's Mbokazi with the star performance over the weekend. Everyone's talking about it. We saw Ngota breaking through the season. Mufokeng obviously a bit earlier, So there are a lot of these players. It seems like there's like a bottomless pool talent from the Pirates Academy, and in my opinion, it might not be spoken about enough. What do you think of that? How does Pirates develop these young players?
I think it's the people that are scouting players, whether it's from other teams or from junior teams, they've really done a great job. There's one player that's really impressing now in the DDC, Neo Buhloko. He's scoring a lot of goals, he's playing well, has had key performances in the team. So he's another one. The likes of Ngota, we've seen what they have been able to do, Radio Pani and all these other youngsters. Like us as senior players, we can only be there to encourage them, and to try and build them for the future of this country and obviously for the club as well. And that's what we're trying to achieve together as a team.
Also, I know that, goalkeepers, for example, they do their section where they train alone, so they tend to have a little tight-knit circle. But what's your relationship with strikers in the team? Because you're a striker. What's it like with evidence? What do you guys tell each other? Because like it seems that sometimes if you are not available, he's there to step up and you always delivering. So what do you guys chat about?
I think the number one word that comes to my mind when you ask that question, it's advice. We're always advising each other on certain situations that we've experienced through games, whether in training, different situations that we come across with defenders. Competition as well. When we're doing finishing drills, it's always a competition. And there will always be that little bit of advice that maybe he gives me or that I give him, in terms of how to maybe target the goal from a certain angle or what technique to use and that. So, look, there's a lot of unity within the team. We try and build on another because we know it can only help the team going forward.
Yeah. I can't avoid talking about African football. You guys are in the quarterfinals of the competition. Is there any planning that's already happening? Obviously, there's the international break now, but are you, because you have to balance the league and domestic trophies, does it mean more, the CAF Champions League? Okay, rank them, the ones that are left. So,
I think Champions League, League, and then Nedbank Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in me so saying, doesn't mean that we are not planning on going for all of them. We are, and that's what we want to try and do, to get all trophies that are available for the season.
Yeah, and there's a conversation that teams in Europe, for example, can travel to each other's stadiums easily. You know, there's even train systems. How difficult it is to travel? You know, when you're playing these competitions, does it take a toll on your? Does it make you tired? What's it like traveling around the continent?
I think what tires you the most is the traveling, because of all the connecting flights and what. It's hard to get a direct flight to a certain place, like to Algeria now, where we are headed. It's hard to get a direct flight to there, you know. So we have to spend 15 hours, almost an entire day, just traveling, and then the following day we have to train and prepare for a game.
Yeah. And also, I know that when you prepare for games where you're going to face opposition you had probably never played against before, like, you know, like going to Algeria, you probably haven't played that team at all, or a few times if you have. So the coach will obviously have a brief with the players and you'll discuss what to plan for. But do you, especially as a committed striker, do you go now Google and look up who's their centre back, who's their goalkeeper? Do you do your own personal, you know?
Yes, us as players we do that, but also with the help of the analysts within the team, you know. They analyze each and every player leading up to the games, how they play, how do they like kicking the ball, for example, how do they run with the ball, and what are the trends, what do they like doing in games when they have the ball and when they don't have the ball, so we can take advantage of such situations, you know. So the analyst team really plays a big role in a football club, and it has helped us quite a lot this season.
Okay. Also, this boot, do you see a day where you're wearing this boot with a Bafana kit on as well?
Yes, definitely I do. I've had the opportunity of representing the national team, and it was one of the proudest moments, you know, not only for me but for my family as well. And it will happen again. I believe I'll keep on knocking on that door, and hopefully my opportunity will come again.